And we welcome you in live to the EIF Network. We are back again, and as always, I'm your host, EIF owner Carney. We are getting set. It is the first broadcast since EIF WrestleMania 9. What a night that was. What a day it was. Full of both ups and downs, obviously. If you were there, you know what we're talking about. But if you weren't there, you can still go back on our past broadcasts page and experience some of the action, as well as our YouTube channel, EIF Archive, where we have uploaded some of the stuff. Some really cool stuff, and you can actually even see, I believe, some of our Hall of Fame videos are up there as well. If you missed WrestleMania's pay-per-view, it was a very long one. In fact, the longest event of any kind in EIF history, spanning 14 hours. Our next one won't be quite as long, but there will be superstars from WrestleMania looking to seek their vengeance as EIF presents its 10th annual Vengeance pay-per-view event, the first ever 10th edition of any pay-per-view event EIF has had. We are very excited for this, and it is a very quick turnaround from a WrestleMania, none like ever before. Just 2 weeks away from when WrestleMania happened, and guys, 5 days have already passed since Mania. We're down to 9 nights separating us between now and yet again another pay-per-view, another full show being broadcasted for you here on the EIF Network, and we hope that many of you will get to tune in. For tonight, EIF schedule, as many of you should know, does not broadcast every single match we do in EIF. In fact, the majority of our matches go unnoticed on Twitch. Tonight we're doing a super show for our EIF Superstars, and that features both Superstardom and Extreme Distortion, mainly due to some complications that I had with my schedule this week. So, in order to benefit for Twitch, as well as doing the matches for us, we're going to be broadcasting some of these matches for you here tonight, and the rule of thumb is for EIF to do at least 2 matches per week on the EIF Network. We're going to throw in a bonus match. They're looking to all be Superstardom, and we're going to have 2 triple threats for you, followed by a big main event. Let's get started with our first triple threat. Going to make the game session just about now. And it's going to be Extreme Rules, so looking to have some fun. We've got DZ and Tripod and Greedy. Tripod and Greedy could be looking for some early vengeance on one another tonight. They'll get a chance to have their hands on each other for the Superstardom Championship on Saturday for Vengeance. And after this match, we are planning on having another triple threat for Superstardom Rules. And then following that, one more match, and that's expected to be our final match of the broadcast. But following that, if you are an EIF Superstar, hang tight because we have Extreme Distortion coming your way, late night edition. But won't be seeing any of that action here on the stream, unfortunately. However, we will be seeing a WrestleMania rematch. If you guys missed it at WrestleMania, you missed one of the matches of the night. And to date could be the best one-on-one match of the year we have had thus far, as Tripod and DZ are awaiting Greedy to join this game, and he is now here. But we saw Prof Jag and James Arkoffel, legend versus icon or future Hall of Famer, whatever you want to call him. We know Sting is a guaranteed lock. John Cena will eventually get his name called as well. And those two duked it out for what would end up being a 20-plus minute match. Tripod, make sure you're ready up. I hate the fact that I have to break kayfabe for you guys to fucking understand how to do basic things. But either way, it's like building blocks with the EIF. Either way, doesn't matter. PG going out the window. But again, James and Prof tore the roof off the place in the early going. They didn't even let Connection stop them from putting on a great match. And hopefully tonight Connection won't stop them from doing a great encore, as they will main event Superstardom. And of course, we're expected to see both those guys competing on the ED side of things as well. Both Prof and James will be given opportunities at Vengeance as well. Prof Jag will be finally in his first Undisputed Championship match in his career. He has been in EIF for roughly 2 years and never had a title match. That will change come Vengeance in terms of main event. Ding, ding, ding. So many of you may notice Greedy represented The Undertaker at WrestleMania a couple times, once to beat Tripod in typical fashion, the second to be a part of the Undisputed Superstardom Championship's original match. However, Greedy has changed to the Texas Rattlesnake Stone Cold Steve Austin through a series of trades and one taunt for Tripod. Greedy is now representing arguably the baddest man on the planet and perhaps the best superstar in the game, as Tripod with a Luthez delivered to DZ. DZ yet to see his name revealed on the Vengeance card, and the Vengeance card has certainly piled up a decent amount at this point. So DZ could end up being one of those on the outside looking in, and he could end up getting an opportunity to look in, as can all superstars, both competing and not competing, as Greedy shows a bit of sign language for his first taunt. And you, of course, we were talking about the EIF Network where you can watch. DZ was at WrestleMania, his 6th consecutive, hoping he could win the Intercontinental Championship, prying it off the hands of Beatdown. That would prove to not be an easy task, as Beatdown able to retain inside a steel cage. And now Beatdown goes on to face Midnight Mayfire, the former Intercontinental Champion, who, to Midnight's credit, is rightfully owed a one-on-one rematch for that championship belt, and so for that reason they're going to do it. It will be ED rules for that Intercontinental title, considering that is our only co-brand championship of the 5 prestigious belts in this league. And obviously for these 3 superstars right now, though, a lot of opportunity to prove something. Tripod and Greedy both looking for momentum headed into their World Championship match that will main event Vengeance, by the way. And DZ looking to prove that he could still be a big name. DZ, believe it or not, feels that he is still in that main event contingency, but he has not been able to prove it to the general public. He, in his eyes, is worthy, but he's got to show other people he is too. A win over 2 guys in the main event of Vengeance, that certainly can begin to give you some noise making. And of course, a triple threat, probably a situation DZ thrives in more than any other, with the exception to a ladder match. DZ is great at being an ultimate opportunist. He's great at picking apart those multi-man matches, and he's going to try and dissect this one just as he has so many times in the past. There's a reason why DZ is in the Hall of Fame, along with being a former 3-time undisputed world champion. Greedy throwing DZ off the rope, and now Tripod in the ring with a steel chair to the ribs of DZ and a bulldog from Greedy from behind. Greedy yet again with another taunt that is not PG. Throwing PG out the book part 2, at least in tonight's broadcast. There was a lot of anti-PG in the Hall of Fame, so for those who have the faint of heart, I would not recommend watching that, but if you like laughing a little bit and hearing some stories about EIF, great place to go. As Greedy awkwardly hitting, or being hit with a chair, I should say, from DZ, who got Tripod right on the back. DZ with a gut buster delivered. So he is 2nd in momentum, Tripod in last. Russian leg sweep connects from DZ. And you know, Tripod, I mean, what a heartbreaking weekend last weekend must have been for him. Gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, has the longest speech of any speaker that night, but before that, he sort of gets insulted, as Tripod felt, with his Hall of Fame induction video, which, hilarious yet offensive, can be found on Twitch under our past broadcast section for just a limited time. But, you know, then after that, Tripod gets on early, is with us all day for WrestleMania. Greedy wins Money in the Bank, and in record time cashes it in to end Tripod's WrestleMania. So just a really unfortunate scenario that Tripod ended up being in that weekend, and he's going to have to redeem himself, and he's also going to have to prove that he can legitimately win an undisputed Superstardom Championship or an undisputed title for any kind. Of course, a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding Tripod and his only undisputed championship reign, and now DZ being told to clear the wayside from Tripod. Tripod trying to settle the score with Greedy. DDT on the outside. Tripod and Greedy, their WrestleMania feud began in a death match. It continued in hell at WrestleMania via Hell in a Cell, as Tripod denting that bald skull of Stone Cold with that steel chair. But Tripod and Greedy will be welcomed back into that hellacious structure, as Vengeance will see the main event. See 4 superstars, Hybrid, Greedy, Tripod, and Prof, and lock them inside a Hell in a Cell match. And it is a no submission Hell in a Cell. So for the newest Superstardom champion, Hybrid Maniac, it is not a comfortable scenario. And of course, it is somewhat more favorable towards Greedy, Tripod, and of course, Prof Jag. One finisher for Greedy, one finisher for DZ, a signature for Tripod, but he is taking a beating as Greedy is yet again going back after Tripod. Technical difficulties delayed my broadcasting in terms of commentating, and by technical we mean batteries dying. But we are all good now. This is the full pack. The last one I put in was not. So this is the second time I've changed my batteries just in this show. A little over an hour in. They were both on half. I put in a brand new one the day of WrestleMania because I didn't want to take any chances on the stream there. Much rather take a chance on a regular stream such as this. So all three men up and in the ring until now, where Greedy will leave. Tripod with a suplex to DZ, and now Greedy given the green light, maybe an opportunity to stun Tripod. Was thinking about Tripod with a reversal. Uppercut connects. Tripod with a right hand, stopped and muffled. And a Eif Ss connects for Tripod. DZ out of reversals, but staying in the ring and locked on to me, the boss, who will get away. Orton backbreaker connects for Tripod. DZ picks up the equalizer. He may be low on reversals now, but he is trying to equal the odds, and a sledgehammer to the ribs of Tripod is one way to do that. Greedy begging for DZ to get out of the ring. I don't know about this. DZ misses the sledgehammer, misses it again. And it was over 4 seconds. DZ making the smart move, backing down. Meanwhile, Tripod in the ring again, just trying to set his mind on Greedy targeting an issue, and he'll head out. Greedy trying to discuss some things with the referee. And, oh, wait a minute. Now Tripod trying to take it, and now, oh, the referee having a problem, and oh, the referee kindly assisted to the ground from Greedy. Now from behind, DZ with a back suplex. Third taunt for Greedy. Greedy now getting in the ring. DZ with targeting. DZ off the rope. And now Pedigree. Greedy with a reversal. He's got two finishers. And he goes to the middle rope. And somehow DZ not able to gain offense immediately, but in the long run he does. Shinbreaker connects. Arcade, no! DZ had two reversals left. He made sure that one of them was used wisely. Suplex connects for Tripod to DZ. Winning has not came easy for DZ this year in 2K16. Many are well aware of that. And he's hoping that he can at least take a step in the right direction tonight. DZ that in somewhat of a rebuild mode. If you were to compare it to professional sports, look at the Philadelphia 76ers. They have not had the best season. DZ has not had the best 2K16 campaign. Similarities there. Differences here. Tripod with a catching pedigree. Tripod take it out, and DZ has an opportunity. Stalking Greedy. And a suplex, inverted suplex to Greedy. Tripod has not made movement. Greedy uses ring escape. And a smart move for Greedy. Two, and at the 2 count, Greedy able to break it up. DZ so close to winning a big match here. That would have been pivotal for DZ, let alone be it on the EIF network, so that way he has proof in the pudding, as they say. Axe handle was a modified one, and he broke up a Stone Cold Stunner with that running neck breaker. A brilliant attack by DZ. His mind many years beyond the age he actually represents. DZ is one of the most masterful of minds this league has ever seen in its 9+ year existence. DZ, of course, leads this league's 9+ year existence in terms of matches played. DZ approaching the 550 match mark. In fact, he might get that on our ED show. I could be wrong. I think this is DZ's 549th match. Tripod with another taunt. DZ stopped 4 taunts for Tripod. One who is known to use the count for what it's worth. Can't blame him for doing so. He takes advantage of his luxuries and his utilities. 5 taunts have been used for Tripod. His comeback, I do not believe, has. Tripod doing work to Greedy. DZ with a taunt. DZ doing the smart thing here, realizing the match can only end in the ring. However, he does not have a finisher right now. Tripod does, and I believe, yes, Tripod is going to enter the ring. DZ with the right hand. DZ again, stopped by Tripod. Greedy crawling on the outside. Will Tripod attempt to go for an RKO? He will, and he will get reversed for a second time. DZ now Irish whipping Tripod. Brought it back, power slam connects. Greedy looking for the stunner, and DZ able to slide out. That was certainly helpful. Greedy now, I was thinking was going to try and stun Tripod, looking to pin him for the second time inside a week. Would have been the 3rd time inside a month. Greedy now picking up Tripod. Stone Cold Stunner! Stone Cold Stunner! And Greedy. And DZ able to pin Tripod. DZ watched as Greedy drug Tripod away, but he made sure that he got in the ring at the right time. And Tripod reversed. DZ turning Greedy around. What is this? Stone Cold Stunner from DZ! And Tripod goes for the move on Greedy. DZ catching Tripod. Tripod able to use a reversal. Greedy flopping around, but he is all safe. DZ can still pin Greedy. He can still go for the pin on Greedy. Greedy has not moved enough. And DZ's gonna get, it doesn't matter. Flipping is allowed. That was added to the rules too. And DZ nearly got the win. Due to the excessive flipping in WWE 2K16, that rule was changed due to incidental contact. In 2K15 and years past, any contact whatsoever resulted in a cancellation of a pinfall attempt being allowed. However, 2K16 has seen people do flips like The Rock at Raw 1000 off of a CM Punk clothesline. Hopefully you get the joke with the fish out of water. Greedy with the right hand to DZ. DZ tossing Greedy off the rope. Greedy stopping himself and exiting the ring is DZ, who's grabbing a chair. Tripod and Greedy yet again having the battle of words that cannot be heard, and for good reason, through appropriation here on the Twitch chat, or the Twitch stream I should say. Not sure if they talk to each other at all in the Twitch chat. My belief is no, given Tripod's aftermath and reactions at WrestleMania. Greedy with kendo stick in hand, and nearly had it wrapped around the neck of DZ, who instead lashes it across the ribs of Greedy. Misses the kendo stick wide. Greedy able to clip DZ high with the knee. Tripod just yielding that chair, trying to protect and guard in the ring. Greedy nearly getting all 5 of his reversals back. He throws DZ in as a sacrificial lamb. And it looks like Greedy's going to try and head in. Oh, he stomped DZ right in the face. Tripod taking advantage. Couple of rights. Stopped with a left from Greedy. And now Greedy thinking about stunning Tripod. No, he held off. That was smart. He got Tripod to believe that it was what he was going for. And a clothesline now connecting for Greedy. Interesting to see who Greedy will attempt this finisher on. Does he make the statement to Tripod, or does he attempt it on DZ, who's already reversed 2 of Tripod's finishers? One in which gave him a near 2, actually back-to-back 2 counts that DZ had. DZ has certainly, to his credit, been the best of these 3 superstars in this match. Greedy thrown into the announce table awkwardly. It was a corner angle. Now DZ with the chair. Oh, wait a minute. Tripod headlock into a DDT on the steel chair from DZ. Side slam connects for DZ. Again, this match not a falls count anywhere. Extreme Rules. Pinfall must take place inside the ring. No submissions. Neither of these three superstars have them. They would have been able to use them under the rule of Superstardom. And oh! DZ thrown into the ring post. He could be out cold. And now Greedy having a targeting issue. This is going to give DZ the opportunity to regain consciousness possibly. And DZ is making movement. Greedy will fake out a pin on Tripod. Now Greedy missing the strike. Tripod with a clothesline. Oh, over the top rope. Greedy. Like an awkward animation as he exited that ring. Now DZ trying to get the attention of the official. Tripod to the middle rope. And now it's DZ with a chair to the ribs of Tripod. Greedy in the ring. DZ reversed. Stone Cold, no! And a Luthez to follow up. DZ 3 for 3 in reversals for finishers. Tripod and Greedy just awaiting, trying to figure out what to do next. Tripod with a stomp onto the ribs. He backs up. Greedy with targeting issues. And now DZ flinching. Tripod goes to the clothesline. Stopped into a small package. Greedy can win this match. DZ has to break it up, and he's right there on the doorstep to do so. Back suplex delivered to Greedy. Tripod looking for the grapple. DZ on the exit, and the ladder will win that one. Tripod alone in the ring with his biggest rival of his career. And quick snapping suplex, Greedy landing on that chair. And now DZ looking for a finisher. And he was stopped. And now it is Tripod. RKO, finally it connects. But Greedy is going to be able to get up. 1, 2, and he broke it up at 2. Greedy, I thought was going to be able to get up. He was able to stop Tripod, who really needed the victory. Tripod reversed. DZ, plate of chops connects, and he's got a finisher. So does Greedy, though. And Greedy with a clothesline to DZ. DZ 3 for 4 in finisher reversals, and now ring escape being used. Kick to the midsection from Greedy, who backs up, as does all three of these men. Tripod running. Trying to grapple and take advantage of Greedy, and he will. Back suplex will connect. And DZ looking, but Tripod, very smart ring awareness from Tripod to get the pin. Obviously able to cancel out some of DZ's potential offense. Right hand from Tripod, a couple to get him a signature. He stopped with a belly-to-belly slam from DZ, and here comes Greedy. Irish whip throws DZ into the turnbuckle. I think Greedy's going for Tripod here. Greedy could be going for Tripod. Turns him around. Stone Cold Stunner interrupted from DZ. Oh, a move that does not take a lot of time to hit, and DZ was there to stop it. Chair shot from Greedy. He'll have to regain both stamina and momentum to hit this finisher. Greedy dropping his chair. And now we've got Tripod getting up. Greedy trying to turn him around. Tripod with a reversal. Tripod reversed by Greedy. 3, 3, and 2 in the reversals category with Tripod and Greedy both with 3. A measured right hand to the forehead from Tripod. RKO! DZ stole the RKO! DZ stole the RKO, and Greedy's in recovery. It's up to Tripod to kick out. 2, and he did it! Tripod keeps the match alive. He could not do it at WrestleMania. He could not do it when it matters. But in an irrelevant match that is streamed, Tripod looks golden. Off the rope, DZ coming, and now he might have to look out for Tripod, who will look to return the favor, showing him how the RKO should be done. Instead, DZ with a grapple to Greedy. It's a side slam. Tripod gonna await On the outside now, trying to yet again play the manipulating games. It is Tripod's favorite thing to do, that and the payoff. Tripod waiting on the outside, trying to do promos and gimmicks that nobody is getting along with him for good reason. Tripod in just his second match since being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Scratch that third. But still, just as immature as he was before being inducted. Greedy in the ring, Tripod had a targeting issue, and he's going to hop right out of the ring realizing that. Tripod with a couple of rights. And, oh, fireman's carry, hit a bit of that keister on that chair. Not a comfortable landing. And what is DZ thinking? Top rope, axe handle misses. But notice Tripod was kept on his feet from that grapple that Greedy attempted. Gutbuster. DZ misses the chair shot. Chair shot does not miss this time. In the words of Icon, as Tripod repeated, he's got a gun. Icon, of course, a part of that WrestleMania as well. Icon, despite all the years and all the work he has done, Icon was involved in what was voted as the second best match of WrestleMania 9. The X Division title match between Wicked and Lizman certainly did just exactly what Liz, the champion, had hoped for. Not only was he able to retain his title, but he's hoped his continuation of restoring credibility to the X Division, a division of disbandment and depletion at many times throughout 2015. Since Lizman started 2016 off with the gold around his waist, he has made it an eventful reign. He'll look to continue so against Wicked Jr. come Vengeance in just over a week and a half. Meanwhile, standing vertical suplex delivered to Greedy. DZ out of stamina. That worked out just as a coach would draw it up, and now Tripod just going to pick up what little life DZ has left. Looking for the RKO maybe. Looking for the RKO again. No. Fake, and he got him! And Greedy has canceled it out. I believe Greedy with his 5th taunt, I want to say. All of which have been the same. And Tripod is reverting to the bat. Tripod has not been afraid to use this. He is not afraid to get negative attention in EIF. And being slandered, something he is very used to. He does not care as long as he can get production. Greedy reversing a chair shot. Not sure that was the wisest move. He does it again. 2 reversals wasted for Greedy on that chair. That's something big for Tripod to build off of as he's about to gain his 4th reversal back. Tripod has to wait until Greedy is good. He is. And back suplex takedown. Yes, it is. DZ being picked up. Tripod with the upper hand. Suplex to DZ right next to the chair. And Greedy now. Shoulders down on DZ. This match, a lengthy one. And we still have 2 more on Superstardom, so ED could get a brief run tonight, perhaps. Especially when you have James and Prof, you have no idea how long that match could go. Tripod Olympic Slam. Shout out to Kurt Angle. But Tripod low on stamina, and it's Greedy's turn. Stone Cold Stunner. Stone Cold Stunner. DZ is going to have to move. 1, 2. And Greedy yet again pins Tripod for the 3rd time in a month. Greedy has defeated Tripod this time. DZ was in company. And Greedy continues his momentum, and Tripod continues his temper tantrums. Laughter around the party at the childish remarks from And Tripod screaming so loud that his parents, scratch that, one parent, will certainly have words for him. So moving up next, we should have all our guys in the party, I'm hoping. Pepsi Killer, Big Steph, and that other guy, Tyron Hunt. You guys all there? Pepsi is there. Big Steph, are you there? Oh, we might not be. We might end up having 2 1-on-1s instead. Let's check the party real quick. All right, so instead we are going for 2 1-on-1s now. So, unfortunately, El Jefe has gotten off. Reliability, as I said, an issue. So the match is up. This match is ready to join. If you are Tyron and Pepsi, please join. It will be The Miz versus Seth Rollins in the Superstardom pre-main event. And again, guys, we promise you 2 matches per week, but don't go away because this is not, even though it is the second match, it is not the last match we will stream this week. Going to throw in a bonus match since WrestleMania was a success. Too late. Already made the match. Pepsi Killer now joined. We were just awaiting Tyron to join. Seth Rollins versus The Miz. Somewhat of a David and Goliath match, but Tyron still does have an opportunity. Certainly would be an upset victory if he got this one. But Tyron is one of those guys in the rebounds of WrestleMania. He's got to be looking for a way to establish more credibility for himself and getting himself back into a position in which he can capitalize. Again, after this, for those watching that are EIF Superstars, there will be more action. Created content is coming your way following these 2 Superstar 1-on-1s. As long as one of them happens, Tyron Hunt appears to have fallen asleep at his mic. We can always remake it if there's connection issues and see what happens. Alright, I'll remake it. I'll have Tyron join first, Pepsi. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and remake this match. Tyron, go ahead and try and join. And then when you're in here, then I'll try and get Pepsi in here. Is Big Steph in here? I would like to know, considering Tyron cannot. All right, guys, we're going to give one last try for Tyron and Pepsi Killer. If this does not work, there might be a strategic adjustment to our planned card for tonight. The match is up, so feel free to join, guys. Perhaps a triple threat might have to happen instead of the one-on-one rematch between James and Prof. An anticipated rematch, I'm sure, but we'll see depending on the outcome of this. So Pepsi Killer yet again has found his way into the game. The question is whether Tyron will be able to or not. That remains to be answered, although negative reactions would encounter and say that it likely will be a no. Alright, so it looks like we are going to have to do a triple threat here, guys. Another multi-man, and this will be the last match, which means we're only going to be doing 2 matches, unfortunately, for you here on the EIF network. So that third match plan not going to work out. So my apologies there, guys. But nonetheless, we still should have a good quality match between James Prof and Pepsi Killer. Seth Rollins, John Cena, and Sting. All right, the match is up, and let's hope that these 3 can join. Now we just await again for our 3 competitors to join. Again, this match now being restructured into a triple threat, which is now up for grabs, as we'll see if any of these guys can get some momentum. Pepsi Killer has joined the game yet again. He is first. James is in, and now we await for Prof, and all should be smooth sailing if this works out. All right, and now we are ready. Again, this is going to be our 5th and final match for Superstardom. And if you are watching, if you're an EIF Superstar, make sure that if you didn't get a match here on Superstardom, don't get offline after this. If you have some time while it is a late night showing for the Eastern time zone, stay tuned for Extreme Distortion created content action coming your way. Not available on Twitch for this week, but we hopefully will be able to make up with that for next week, where we will have EIF Vengeance live on the EIF network. Another big thing is, for those that like to see the pay-per-view schedules in advance, while last year I was able to accommodate that, unfortunately due to a hectic and inconsistent schedule, I am going to have to be scheduling pay-per-views sort of a by pay-per-view basis. So maybe every 2 pay-per-views I'll be able to schedule in advance, but not really as far into the year as I would have liked. I do apologize to our viewers and superstars. Obviously, that is a little bit inconvenient if you don't know things as far in advance. We do obviously also know that we were doing a lot of date changes to Vengeance and Airbound, but it looks like we've got those dates nailed down to a T, so hopefully they work out. All right, guys, main event of Superstardom. Ding, ding, ding. And James and Prof going right after each other. They have some unfinished business, particularly James, who came up short at WrestleMania, and he gets enziguried and knocked off by Pepsi Killer, and an awkward animation sends James into the turnbuckle. Pepsi showing he will be a part of this match, and now Prof stopping Pepsi. James still coming after Prof, and now Pepsi Killer. It's sort of similar to what we saw with DZ in our last match featuring Greedy and Tripod. You have Pepsi here as sort of the third wheel. DZ wasn't able to take advantage, but we have seen plenty of times in EIF past that guy who isn't being given a lot of attention ends up being able to take advantage of a situation. Pepsi's going to look to do that here, but now James trying to turn the tides. Pepsi Killer with a snapping suplex. Prof Jag now showing him how it's done the good old-fashioned way with a standard version of that suplex. Prof to the outside. James will remain in with Pepsi Killer, and a leg breaker connects. Knee to the ribs of James from Prof. Prof looking to take the upper hand on Pepsi, and he is stopped with the dropkick. Pepsi successful against Midnight Mayfire at EIF WrestleMania to qualify for the Money in the Bank that took place later on that evening. And of course, that was WrestleMania. Vengeance is what we are looking at next, where Pepsi Killer will yet again be given an opportunity. And for some of these guys heading into Vengeance, this is more of a final chance than it is a vengeance. Shout out to one of our old pay-per-views, because for some of those guys, this could really be their last opportunity for some time to get involved in the swing of things with the main event. James Arkoffel knows his name has got to be involved in that conversation. James starting 2K16, or 2016 rather, off with a Royal Rumble match. He loses that. He ends up losing not one but two qualifier matches, and now he's in a #1 contenders match at Vengeance. You lose 4 straight opportunities of competing for a world championship. That could really spell some doom for James Arkoffel. He'd hate to see that happen to him, but it would give him an opportunity to build up on some stats in the meantime. If he's unable to get that world championship opportunity, he can build some stats through the mid-card, because of course, before you know it, WrestleMania season now over, but that fever of WrestleMania is still high. And in just a little bit now, in fact less than 2 months, it will happen sometime in April, probably around a month away. The date is not official yet, but we do know that the Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament will return to EIF for its 5th installment, the tournament that has featured Brutality winning the first 3 years and Ratluck, and it will remain with the same amount of competitors. The bracket style is yet to be determined. Last year, EIF, for the first time in BFG history, adapted a challenge bracket system, and it will be interesting to see if that format is retained or if it is reverted back to the old highest versus lowest seed, or perhaps a new format will come. We do know one thing is for sure: the same amount of competitors will be allowed in as the last 3 tournaments. Of course, the first BFG, which was sort of a test, ended up being a 12-person tournament with the first 4 seeds getting buys. However, since then it has been greatly improved to no buys being given, and a 16-person tournament in EIF. 16 of the top competitors each year in EIF compete in this tournament, lasting roughly 2 months long, sort of the late March Madness of EIF. And it really is madness, the Battle for Glory All-Stars tournament. A lot of fun. Ratluck, of course, winning that crown last year as the #2 seed. Brutality winning it the 3 times before, twice as the #1 seed, once as the #7 seed. So 1, 2, and 7 have produced winners in the BFG. We'll see who will get those spots this year. It will be a very interesting tournament, I'm sure. And the 3 people in this ring could very well end up in that tournament. Pepsi Killer a part of it last year. He made it all the way to the semifinals. As Prof Jag was also a member, didn't make it quite as far. James Arkoffel, not a member of that, but I think James has certainly made himself somewhat of a case that, you know, even given statistics, James could certainly end up seeing himself in one of those bottom 4 spots, but it is a tough tournament to qualify for, and we saw that last year. Sometimes you think 16 seeds is a pretty high amount. While it is a lot of competitors, believe it or not, that has been tough for us to figure out, and some guys have been left on the outside that we may not have originally wanted to. DDT delivered to Pepsi from Profjag. Now Profjag running STO delivers to James, or delivered to James. Pepsi Killer up and stopping Prof. Either way, any of these three looking for a big win for momentum headed into Vengeance. Profjag, we mentioned, he will be joining Greedy along with Tripod and the new Undisputed Superstardom Champion Hybrid Maniac inside the steel, unforgiving structure known as Hell in a Cell. And of course, there's going to be a lot of steel at Vengeance because the #1 contenders match, where the winner of that match will head into Airbound. We see, of course, Jetstar, Pepsi, James Frost, and NBC Master. That match is going to be contested inside an elimination chamber. So this is going to be a very interesting show. Vengeance expected to be jam-packed with action. And we're not going to have entrances for you guys. Didn't get a chance to bring that up, I don't think, just yet on the stream. But there will not be entrances for Vengeance. However, that's kind of going back to our old roots of EIF. Back in the good old days of 2007 when EIF hosted its first ever pay-per-view. It was named Vengeance in May of 2007. And now this year our 10th version of that. But for the wrestling fan, the avid wrestling fan who isn't all about the superficial appearance, this pay-per-view will be meant for you. Don't have to worry about those long, dragged-out entrances. The loading bars are much quicker than 2K15, and barring any connection issues, which obviously did happen at WrestleMania, we certainly hope that will not be the case this time around. And if it is not, then you can certainly look forward to what I'm sure will be a very fun time. And a lot of all action. And, oh, wait a minute, attitude adjusted. Stopped from Prof. Prof using 2 reversals to be able to do that. Pepsi Killer trying to get up. He has a finisher, but Prof has 2. Prof, however, having a targeting issue, and now Pepsi going to take advantage. Both arms are hooked. Pedigree connects. James Arcaval got to pin Prof. Instead, he stomps on him, canceling out the move. That will work, and Pepsi will be stopped. Pepsi Killer trying to take advantage of the situation at hand. Now Luthez connecting for James. Retain all. I believe it's because you retain offense off of the reversal, Liz, man. You can check. Yeah, on the website, there's a reason for every move. There's a reason for every move on the website. Which, by the way, since I haven't gotten to plug that one in yet, is leaguelineup.com/EIFlives. The URL is attached in our Twitch page below. Profjag with a couple of kicks to the midsection, and then looking to kill it off with a Scorpion Death Drop, but Pepsi Killer said no. Profjag wants to attack the boss now. And instead, he ended up taking advantage. Pepsi Killer now throwing shoulder first into the ring post, and now James is feeling it. He and Prof crisscross each other. James dropped by Profjag, and Prof down to one knee. Pepsi Killer gonna help him up. Oh, isn't that nice? And then he does that. Sting's neck's broken again. James Arcaval getting up. Pepsi Killer awaiting, and now James will just eerily back up. And a reverse STO connects for Pepsi Killer. Pepsi looking to take advantage, and Profjag beat him to it. Believe it or not, the old dirty bastard beats out the 29-year-old. What the fuck? Scorpion Death Drop connects. James has got to get over there, and he took out the referee. Pepsi looks like he would have been pinned, still hasn't gotten to kick out. And now look at James just standing over him. The ignorance. That was a great instinct maneuver by James, who was crawling away from where the pinfall was taking place. Didn't look like he would have been able to get there in time, but now it's going to be looking like it's him to kick out. He gets hit with a pedigree. Pepsi Killer with a lovely display of after animation for Seth Trollins. Profjag will easily get up and stop this count before it even reaches 2. A couple of finishers attempted by a couple of people. It does not work out though. Meanwhile, while Prof and Pepsi stay focused, it's James Arkoffel taking advantage through recovery. He will at least get a signature out of this. And now Profjag, royal leverage pin for Pepsi. He can win this match. 1, 2, not this way, and he nearly got it. Profjag kicking out at a split second. Pepsi Killer nearly got Prof there. James with a belly-to-belly slam delivered to Profjag. Pepsi Killer awaiting from behind, who does have a finisher. Double arm hook suplex connects. And Pepsi Killer still awaiting. Profjag to his feet. Pepsi Killer takes him down using his feet. James Arkoffel able to back up, but not able to get away. Pepsi could perhaps be looking to just tank some additional momentum, whether he chooses to do so or not. Either way, he should be in a decent position, but Profjag's smart move, and again, Profjag knew off instinct it looked like Pepsi Killer was going for that finisher. James will go for the false pin on Pepsi Killer. Helps for time consumption purposes, and Profjag unable to take advantage as much as he would have liked, but he's still able to get the German off. Pepsi Killer, though, maybe thinking about turning him around. Targeting issue for Pepsi Killer, and the Scorpion Death Drop connects. Scorpion Death Drop connects. James is moving. And James frantically, yet again, able to stop pinfalls. James in saving grace. And now James, scoop slam delivered to Profjag. In comes Pepsi Killer. James misses the kick to the midsection. Belly to belly will not miss, and a finisher he will get. Remember, this match can end off pinfall or submission. James has either. Clothesline delivered to Profjag. James looking to avenge a WrestleMania loss. These two men went 1-1 in the grandest stage. James still unable to get a WrestleMania victory under his belt. He can, however, get a win here in Superstardom to leave him feeling good heading into Vengeance just 9 nights away. Profjag with a stomp on the ribs of James. And to the middle rope ascends Prof. From Buffalo down to the ground with that body splash. And Profjag awaiting Pepsi to get up. Kick misses. Targeting is yet again a problem for Prof. He is not a fan of this game, but he is a fan of Triple H as he gets hit with a pedigree. But wait a minute. Pepsi Killer. Oh, James, I thought was going for the finisher, and Pepsi Killer able to take advantage. But Pepsi's got stamina issues. Pepsi's got to get Profjag rolled over. He flips him. That's okay. He can still win. And James looks like he's going to come to the rescue again. Underdog is here. And his name is John Cena. And James, attitude adjustment to Pepsi Killer connects. Profjag easily, though, there in time. I'll tell you what, all three of these guys trading chances. Poor Pepsi Killer is at the slowest finisher. It's the after animation of the pedigree that makes it difficult for Pepsi to capitalize off of this. And it certainly has been to the benefit of Profjag in particular, along with Super James, who's been interrupting now 3. He is the result of 3 ended pinfalls. And oh, diving out on top of James was Pepsi Killer. Profjag getting up. Pepsi and James there in company. And Pepsi with a takedown to James. Meanwhile, Profjag getting up. Profjag diving stinger splash. Ric Flair. And now Prof awaiting. Jag making contact with Vader. I met this guy in real life. Not as nice as I thought he would have been. James Arkoffel looking under the ring for some decorations. And Prof Jag with a bat to James Arkoffel. Pepsi Killer trying to get involved, and now Prof Jag missing. Pepsi taking the bat away. And he'll throw it right out. And looking to go right back to Prof Jag. He has that finisher. All three men colliding in parts, and now James will be the first to exit. On the apron he goes. Prof Jag will go right to the ground. And out. Oh, wait a minute. This is going to be a free move for James. Yeah, it is. You can't. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm wrong. My bad, being stupid here. Disregard. I was thinking it was grapples from the inside of the ring to opponent while they're on the apron, but it's the other way around. A grapple from the outside opponent to the end, and that would result in a free move. So, shows how much your boss and the EIF owner knows about his league. Prof Jag with a scoop slam to Pepsi Killer. Oh, I think he might hit the top or the back of his head on that steel chair. Not comfortable landing. Suplex connects for James. Pepsi Killer getting up. James, the only one without a finisher. He's going to have to build some momentum here. James is going to have to start. Oh! Pepsi suplex into those ropes. James looking to clothesline the referee. He's able to get out of the way. Bulldog, Prof cannot get out of the way, and a signature in possession for James. Boy, did he roll off that signature at WrestleMania. I think he had 4 or 5 five-knuckle shuffles on Prof Jag. Officially hit 10 o'clock, so as soon as this show ends, ED begins off air to those that are in EIF. James missing that elbow shot. Now Prof Jag looking to get a combo with Pepsi Killer. It looked a little uglier than what it could have been. And now side slam delivered to Pepsi. Prof Jag down, all 3 men down in what has been a grueling triple threat. And Prof and James almost simultaneously moving. Now all 3 moving. Prof the first to his feet. James, I thought, made movement a little bit faster than Prof, but Prof was able to take advantage. Prof turns Pepsi around. Scorpion death drop again. James is rolling over. 1, 2. Oh, and this time it was Pepsi saving himself. Pepsi kicking out. I think James might have got there either way, but it was Pepsi that made the kick out. Project just stomping a mud hole in James. Pepsi Killer trying to figure out what to do next, and Prof Jag will simply say, back down. James Arkoffel, stop, float over, DDT connects for Pepsi Killer. James stomped on yet again from Pepsi. Now Prof Jag on the apron, dropping down once more. On the apron again is Prof, and he's playing mind games with Pepsi, and Pepsi will go for the head hunt there. James says, hold on, my shoelaces are untied. Pepsi was trying to think about taking advantage, but luckily they're Nikes, and due to dry fit technology, he's able to tie them quicker than any other shoe. There's a plug for Nike. James trying to figure out what does he want to do next. Prof Jag will get in the ring. And now Pepsi to the apron and to the sky with a diving header to James. DDT from Prof. Woo! 2 taunts. Prof Jag was debating on doing something there. Not sure what exactly, though. And James with a reversal. That's going to get him a finisher. Prof with a reversal. Reverse electric chair from Prof Jag. Pepsi Killer. I love how that move was called the electric chair when it's like, that sounds so much more vicious than what it really is. Not to say that couldn't be a painful move, but like, you know, really that move almost kind of, you could almost call that like a queen suplex. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, curb stomp, curb stomp. James with a hip toss to Pepsi Killer. No sell from Prof Jag. And James went for the finisher. DDT from Prof. Crazy action, and James does a sassy reaction to that. Prof Jag looking to dive through the skies, and Pepsi able to avoid him. And now he's looking for Vader. What's wrong? What do you got? What do you got beef with Vader? You say C-I-N-G, the king? The sing? The S-T-I-N-G? The S-T-I-N-G, you said. Prof can't spell. Everybody heard that. And now. Wait. Pepsi Killer, I think I'm older. James hung up on the top rope from Pepsi. Prof Jag being stomped down on from Pepsi. Rollins, I believe, is still under 30. Back suplex from James to Prof. I know what you're talking about, but I disagreed. I disagreed, yeah. That was like 2 minutes ago. James Arkoffel now trying to take advantage. And here's a big situation. Prof Jag immediately going for the finisher. Patience can be a virtue. Asks Prof Jag, and now you must also want to ask the people that are waiting for ED's start. 2 lengthy triple threats for Twitch and their viewers. James Arkoffel down, trying to figure it out. Trying to figure out what to do next. James Arkoffel now being picked up from Prof Jag. Prof, throw it into that barricade. Run over for camera preferences. And now James suplexing Prof somewhat onto that announce table. This is what we're talking about, that third man in. Prof and James just getting at each other. Pepsi Killer's going to have to step in here. Remember how long Prof and James won at Mania. Imagine Pepsi's inclusion. Pepsi Killer with a stomp onto James. James trying to hit the baseball bat, but he's missing wildly. Pepsi Killer trying to take advantage, and James was able to capitalize. James, though, still without a finisher, as is Prof. James does have a signature. Prof does not. Oh! Pepsi abruptly stopped at that pinfall. And a bat to the back of the head of James from Prof. And now leverage pin, wait a minute, no, wait a minute, Prof check, oh! Last minute kicked out. Jag trying to get old dirty bastard out there for bad reasons. And oh, wait a minute, Prof Jag. Oh, I thought he was getting up into a curb stomp. He's fortunately able to avoid that. Prof Jag looking for the powerbomb to James. He gets it. Clipped Pepsi in the process. Not enough to take advantage, but he does pin James to cancel out any potential that Pepsi was thinking about doing a finisher if he chose so. Match beginning to drag on now for these three competitors here, all of which simply looking for one thing, momentum, headed into their pay-per-view match at EIF Vengeance in 9 days. And all of a sudden, we could have what we would not like to see. I hear Jan, and that is going to be the way the cookie crumbles. What an unfortunate way. All right, so this match, despite its highs and the duration, ends in a no contest. I feel like that's been happening a little bit more frequently here on Twitch. Prof Jag disconnects, and so they will all be given credit for the match, but no one superstar will get any more momentum than the other headed into Vengeance, at least for now. As it ends in a no contest. Really unfortunate when you see things like that happen. Prof Jag disconnects. Because of that, we end the match because the AI replaces him. So, no winner here. They are given credit for the match. It ends in a no contest. Triple threat before this. Greedy defeating Nebula and DZ. And that's going to do it for this week here on the EIF Network. We want to thank you guys for tuning in, as you always do. And if you guys weren't here for WrestleMania, you missed out. You cannot miss WrestleMania, people. Really, you can't. So make sure you go back and check it out on past broadcasts or our YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to at EIF Archive. That's ARCHIVE. And make sure, as always, you come back here on Twitch by following us here, as well as our Twitter account using @EIF Network. And last but not least, for more information on EIF, such as superstar bios, the Vengeance match card, and how to join EIF, check out our website at leaguelineup.com/EIF lives, or add me on the Xbox One at EIF _owner _Carney, all caps. We'll see you guys next time on the EIF Network.